3.
What is up? Good morning, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality, to your health, to your well-being, and to addressing your challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side to help clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and high blood pressure and obesity and skin diseases like acne and eczema, psoriasis and rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system. It is a renewing system. It rejuvenates itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while this healing, renewing, rejuvenating system seems like a miracle to some folks, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you on The Bright Side. Give us a call at 855-660-4261. Let us help you out. If you have questions about the longevity products, ingredients, skincare products, if you have a loved one you want to get off you want to help get off their meds. If you want to get off your meds, 855-660-4261 is our number. Try to get on board early. The phone lines do fill up quickly. We'll be talking to Paul Lane in the second half of our program today, so we'll take your calls in our second and perhaps our third segment, depending on if we can get a hold of Paul. So get on board early, 855-660-4261 if you have any questions that you'd like us to help you with. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear us talk about on the program or advertise on the program, head over to brightsideben.com. Take a look at our shopping cart. We have all the longevity products up there. You can order right off the website. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. And if you want to make some money selling longevity products, enjoy all the tax benefits associated with having yourself a business for a one-time $10 fee, you can start yourself a longevity distributorship. Just click on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com. Or you can ask the folks at 866-735-2470 on the Brightside Ben phone team about how you can get on board and sign up to join the Brightside Ben team. 866-735-2470 is their number. All right, we've been talking about osteoporosis now for a few weeks. I just did a blog post on osteoporosis. Should be up today. I put my top 12 or 13 supplements, and also I wrote a little bit about a hidden or unknown cause associated with bone porosity issues with osteoporosis, blood sugar issues. You can check that out on my blog at pharmacistben.com. So I want to start talking today about vitamin D. We've been talking about vitamin A. Vitamin A and D go together. Last few weeks we were talking about vitamin anabolic. I call it vitamin anabolic, vitamin A. Today I want to start talking about vitamin D's cousin, or vitamin A's cousin, vitamin D. Vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin, and indeed that's what it is. Much of the vitamin D in our bodies comes from an absolutely amazing solar electrical chemical reaction between photons, little pieces of light that come from the sun, and a very special chemical in the skin. These photons, these little pieces of light from the sun, hit this special chemical, and boom, vitamin D is produced. Many of you know what this special chemical is. I'll tell you what it is here in a little bit. In any case, most of the vitamin D that's in our bodies is sunlight-derived. You can indeed get some vitamin D from foods, but it's not really a great source of vitamin D. There's some vitamin D in dairy products. There's vitamin D in organ meats. There's vitamin D that's found in what I call the cholesterol complex, and that is that complex of molecules that are found in organ meats and in dairy and in eggs that contain cholesterol and lecithin, phospholipids, vitamin A, and vitamin D. But for the most part, vitamin D is a sunlight vitamin, which means you got to get out in the sun to get it. Just another reason why it's important to make sure you're getting 10 to 15 minutes of sunshine at least 3 or 4 times a day. Now, vitamin D, if vitamin A is the anabolic vitamin, if vitamin A is the most powerful vitamin in the vitamin formulary, vitamin D is the most confusing vitamin in the vitamin formulary. Vitamin D, the confusion around vitamin D is perhaps more immense. There's more confusion around vitamin D than there is around any other nutritional supplement. More misunderstandings around vitamin D than there is around any other nutritional supplements. I want to clear some of that up. It's really, really important that we get to know what vitamin D really is because, man, that stuff is so, so important. There is probably not a single health condition that doesn't involve some kind of issue with vitamin D, either in terms of vitamin D deficiency or in terms of vitamin D metabolism. There's a lot of confusion around vitamin D, and there's an interrelationship between vitamin D and how the body processes fats. Vitamin D is a classic fatty vitamin. There's 4 fatty vitamins, D, E, A, and K. And if you're going to get the advantage of vitamin D, if you're going to take advantage of supplements, vitamin D supplements, or even vitamin D from the sun, or vitamin D from the food, you've got to understand this idea of fat metabolism and fat digestion. We talk a lot about fat digestion. We talk a lot about fat metabolism on this program, and for good reason. One of the most important strategies, in fact, I would say the single most important strategy for restoring and maintaining youth and vitality and health involves utilizing fats, utilizing and exploiting the fatty nature of foods, fatty supplements, and the fat compartment of the body. The body and all of chemistry can be divided into 2 main compartments, a watery compartment and a fatty compartment. Everybody's heard the saying, oil and water don't mix. And this is kind of a nod to the fundamental distinction in all of chemistry and in all of biochemistry between oil and water, between fats and water, lipids and water. As far as foods go, the watery system is made up of proteins, sugars, some of the vitamins, the B complex of vitamins and vitamin C, as well as soluble fiber. So the watery system is protein, sugars, vitamins B and C, and soluble fiber. The fatty system is the fat-soluble vitamins, D, E, A, and K. You can remember them by the acronym DEAK. Minerals, yes. Well, a lot of minerals have require a fully functioning fat absorption system. This is so important because of people taking calcium supplements, magnesium supplements, selenium supplements. You need to have a fully functioning or well-functioning fat absorption system to be able to exploit or leverage the power of many minerals. Phytonutrients, same thing. Plant nutrients, phytoestrogens, coumestrins, flavonoids, carotenes, beta-carotene. These are all fatty substances, and likewise, you got to have an effectively functioning fat absorption system to be able to take advantage or leverage the power of these phyto or plant nutrients. And of course, essential fatty acids. Those are obviously going to require a functioning fat absorption system. By far and away, the more difficult of the 2 compartments of nutrients for the body to process are the members of the fatty group. Water-soluble B's and C's and protein, amino acids, polysaccharides, these are not as difficult for the body to process. Most people aren't going to have a problem processing these, with the exception perhaps of complex proteins. But fatty substances, now that is a whole different ball of wax. That's a whole different story, folks. Up to 30% of Americans are dealing with something called fat malabsorption syndrome. That means up to 30% of Americans, 100 million Americans, are going to have a compromised ability to absorb fatty nutrients. That means a compromised ability to absorb vitamin A. And we spent 2 weeks talking about how important vitamin A is. If you have fat malabsorption syndrome, you are at risk for deficiencies in vitamin A, even if you're supplementing, even if you're eating vitamin A-containing foods. Same with vitamin E. Same with vitamin K. Same with magnesium, selenium, and calcium. Same with your essential fatty acids. And the same is true about vitamin D. And oh yeah, lest we forget, those all-important phytonutrients, the carotenes and the flavonoids and others, you are not going to be able to maximize your ability to take advantage of these super-duper important substances. And for you ladies out there, that means more wrinkles and that means more accelerated aging, because these phytonutrients are super important for skin health. Hang tight. We'll continue this when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, veterinarian and naturopathic physician. The Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy with an important message. Take charge of your health. Do not continue to blindly follow the system that has failed us all. I appreciate GCN listeners because you're open-minded and intelligent. If our system is so great, why is it that the United States, the USA, ranks nearly 60th worldwide in longevity and number 1 in obesity? All the while we spend more money than all the other countries combined annually on unnecessary health care procedures and toxic drugs. It doesn't take much to get on track. Not with the government or pharmaceutical companies, but rather you in control of your own health with a basic understanding of nutrition and supplementation. FDI Longevity has the finest quality health, sports, and energy supplements available. GCN listeners are invited to join our team of people who want to stay healthy well into old age. We are currently looking for specialists to represent FDI Longevity and Save America. To buy products at wholesale prices or join our business team, go to GCNteam.com. That's GCNteam.com. Support GCN. Get healthy.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Do you owe the IRS money that you can't pay? Are tax liens and levies ruining your life? Are you tired of being afraid just to go to the mailbox? If this describes you, then Dan Pilla can help.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla, and I've been solving tax problems for more than 30 years. In fact, I wrote the book that made it possible to negotiate settlements with the IRS, and I've helped thousands of people do exactly that. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. New changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever before eliminate their debts once and for all. There's no need for you to suffer another day with IRS debt. Call 800-346-6829. I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Ceramic Body Armor is rated to stop 6 hits. But what about the 7th? Unlike ceramic or Kevlar, Infidel Body Armor is proven to take hit after hit, and it just won't quit. Reasonably priced and designed for the smart civilian prepper, Infidel stops hundreds of hits from small arms to high-powered rifles. That means safety and peace of mind. Buy yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Spelled INFIDEL BodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
Can you pluck a chicken in about 90 seconds? You can with Power Plucker. Plucking by hand is a chore, but the Power Plucker makes it fast and easy. Simply chuck Power Plucker into your power drill and watch those feathers fly off. Save time and money with our complete home processing kits, too. For free USA shipping and 10% discount, go to PowerPlucker.com and enter promo code RADIO. PowerPlucker.com, the only drill-powered poultry plucker.
Are you tired of searching for great talk radio?
Something more important.
Search no more. We are the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we are back on the bright side. In our next segment, hopefully, we'll be talking to Paul Lane, who is the quadriplegic who has overcome his disability. Well, he's still quadriplegic, but he's overcome a lot of the problems that are associated with being a quadriplegic, and he's got an interesting story to tell. We'll be talking, hopefully, to Paul in our second half of the program. We'll take your calls here momentarily. Phone lines are full, 855-660-4261 if you want to try to get on board. Let's see, vitamin D, super, mega important. But the problem with vitamin D is you can't just swallow a vitamin D capsule and expect it to work, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, vitamin D is a fatty vitamin, and you've got to have a fully functioning or effectively functioning fat absorption system. That means bile, that means the liver, that means the small intestine, it means the pancreas, among other systems. You've got to be making enough bile, and we talk a lot about bile in this program for good reason. You got to be you got to have a fully functioning fat absorption system, and that, by the way, includes a gallbladder, because the gallbladder is critically important for helping store and release bile upon the entrance of fatty foods and fatty supplements, fatty compounds into the body. Yet another reason to keep your darn gallbladder, if you have, folks, gallstones are not a reason to have your gallbladder removed. Gallstones and gallbladder pain are not a reason to take the organ or structure out of there, no matter what your doctor tells you. If you have gallstones, rest assured you have a digestive health issue, period. That means you got to start correcting your digestive problems, and that especially means better food choices. Same is true about the liver, same is true about the pancreas, same is true about the small intestine. In terms of functioning, in terms of correcting their functioning, if you want to maximize or leverage the absorption of vitamin D. Phytonutrients are another fatty compound that are somewhat underappreciated. Phytonutrients, plant nutrients, tend to be fatty. Even if you look at your cucumber, your celery, or your squash, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of oil in there, there's a lot of fat in there, rest assured there is. And these carotenes and flavonoids and phytonutrients are located in the fatty compartment of the cucumber and the celery and the squash and the other veggies, even though it doesn't look like there's a lot of fats there. And these phytonutrients are especially important for the skin. They're especially important for keeping your skin from aging. They're especially important for keeping your skin from burning. They're especially important for protecting you from skin cancer. They're especially important for helping make sure that connective tissue and collagen stay intact and you don't wrinkle. If you have fat malabsorption problems, you're not going to be absorbing these fatty nutrients, these fatty phytonutrients, and that means more skin problems. As far as vitamin D goes, the same is true there. If you got any issues with fat malabsorption, you will be compromised. Your vitamin D absorption will be compromised. Another thing about vitamin D is it needs to be activated. The vitamin D that you swallow, even the vitamin D that you get from the sun, is actually free vitamin D. It is an inactive form of vitamin D. And this is really important because there's two main organs in the body that are responsible for turning on or activating vitamin D. And if you got any issues with these two organs, you are at risk for vitamin D deficiency no matter how much sunshine you're getting, no matter how much vitamin D containing foods you're eating, and no matter how much vitamin D supplements you take. And we will continue talking about this tomorrow. Want to get to our phone calls today. 855-660-4261 is our number. Let's see what Tony in Texas has to say. Welcome, Tony, to the Bright Side. What's going on?
Hey, Doctor. I'm a healthy 59-year-old, and I've been taking Tangy Tangerine for about a year now.
Okay.
And I've noticed my gray hair is disappearing. Is there something specifically that's causing that, or just generally?
Nothing specifically, and that's a very important question that you asked, because I get a lot of calls about gray hair and about people losing their hair. And what you need to understand is when your hair is graying, when you're losing your hair, what you're typically observing is a sign of a body that's aging, a sign of the body that's breaking down. So once you get in some nutritional supplements, once you get in some food, nutritionally dense foods, once you change things around, you're going to notice that the symptoms of aging, the signs of aging are starting to improve. It's not so much like there's anything in the BTT that directly affects the hair, but the BTT, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, just replaces nutrients that are typically going to be missing, especially missing in the middle of the day as we burn through the nutrients that we get from food or the nutrients that we get from supplements. So it's more like the BTT and nutritional supplements in general help with overall health, and by improving overall health, they improve overall symptoms. Gray hair graying hair and losing hair, those are two symptoms that are typically associated with aging, but you can also have other symptoms: joint problems, bone problems, inflammation, sleep apnea. There's all kinds of issues that are associated with aging, and using nutritional supplementation and getting on a good nutritional supplement program, making sure you're eating correctly, and making sure that you're exercising, and making sure that you're using psychological techniques, deep breathing, all the things we talk about on the Bright Side, will help with overall health and thereby help improve symptoms like graying hair or losing hair. Does that make sense, Paul or Tony?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, buddy. Thank you so much. All right, moving on. Harlan in Indiana, welcome to the Bright Side. What's going on, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Greetings.
Appreciate your show.
Okay, how can we help you, man?
I've got an 8-year-old that's a type 1 diabetic.
Food. There's more and more First of all, type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease, as I'm sure you know. It's where the body attacks itself. In this case, in the case of type 1 diabetes, the body attacks the cells that make insulin in the pancreas. Autoimmune diseases are a sign of a hyperactive immune system, a hypersensitive immune system. Whenever you have a hypersensitive immune system, you got something that's getting into the body that's attacking it on a regular basis, and the most likely suspect is going to be food. And that's just common sense if you understand the immune system. But if you look, just do an internet search, go to PubMed or go to scholar.google.com and type in type 1 diabetes and food, or type 1 diabetes and probiotics, or type 1 diabetes and food allergies, you're going to find more and more research that just corroborates what common sense will tell you if you understand the immune system. So please backtrack any autoimmune disease, but especially your boys, your son's, you said your son, right?
Yes.
Your son's type 1 diabetes, his autoimmunity to foods. Are you noticing any digestive issues, any constipation or loose stools? Those are typically associated with type 1 diabetes, with all autoimmune issues, but especially type 1 diabetes, because the pancreas is also a digestive organ. Are you noticing anything like that? Cramping, bloating, discomfort?
No, he doesn't seem to have any problem with that. We've done a lot with diet already. We've gone dairy.
Well, you haven't done enough because he's still got the symptoms, correct? He still has the diabetic symptoms?
Yes.
Okay, then you haven't finished your job yet. So continue doing it. I find it unlikely that there wouldn't be any digestive symptoms, so I'd be looking closely. Milk is a big problem. There's a really neat book called Not Milk, as opposed to Got Milk. It's called Not Milk. And it really it talks a lot about autoimmunity, but especially about type 1 diabetes and milk. Cow's milk. So you may want to take a look at that book, or you may want to just Google. There's a Not Milk website where they talk a lot about type 1 diabetes and milk. There's a real firm link between autoimmunity in general and type 1 diabetes and food. So it's pretty likely that there's some kind of digestive health issue going on. Now, you can also support sugar metabolism. That's always a good idea. Chromium, vanadium, the B vitamins, especially thiamine and niacin, alpha-lipoic acid can help with sugar metabolism, magnesium, taurine, choline. There's a whole bunch of wonderful nutritional supplements for diabetes, for blood sugar issues. But I'll tell you what, in my humble opinion, you're really doing your kid and yourself a disservice by not focusing on the food connection and the digestive connection. Harlan, if you have anything else, I'll be glad to hold you on until the next segment. Anything else?
Yeah.
Hang tight. We'll finish up on the next segment. And then we'll get to our guest, Paul Lane, as well. Hopefully we've got Paul on the line. Paul's a quadriplegic who's got an interesting story to tell about nutritional supplementation. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy. Got a simple question for you. Can you sell? Yes? Okay. Can you sell the intangible? If yes, and you'd like to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, with no overtime, no weekends, if you're passionate about not closing sales, but about opening relationships, if you truly have a desire to serve global clients who need your advertising expertise, and you're local to the Twin Cities and Burnsville, are hardworking, self-driven, with experience in sales, marketing, or advertising, are personable and a whiz on the phone, GCN wants to talk with you right now. GCN GCN, the Genesis Communications Network, is one of the largest independent talk radio networks in the world, and we're hiring right now. We offer benefits and an excellent commission structure. Experience preferred, but we'll train the right person. Is that you? Submit your resume today to advertise@gcnlive.com. Again, that's advertise@gcnlive.com. Come work with the Genesis Communications Network, an equal opportunity employer.
It's hurricane and wildfire season again. Why do thousands of people sit in these reoccurring problem areas year after year, betting their lives that the disaster won't get them? Hundreds of you helped eFoods Direct ship 50,000 donated meals to the Oklahoma victims. The problem is we can't help everybody. If every one of us who can will take care of ourselves, we can all pitch in to take care of those who really can't. The new Just In Case pack from eFoods Direct is the big brother to the 7-day emergency pack designed for Oklahoma disaster donations. It contains a 2-month supply for one person, or a 1-month supply for 2 adults, or a 2-week supply for a family of 4. The $320 price is $50 less than retail. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Order 2 or more, get 10% off, free shipping applies. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Before another autumn arrives, celebrate the closing days of summer with the first annual Blue Green Organic Summerfest. Friday, September 20th through Sunday the 22nd on beautiful Madeline Island, Wisconsin. It's 3 days of family-friendly fun, and admission is totally free. There's arts and crafts vendors, a farmer's market, and activities for the kids. Plus, great live music with 9 bands, both regional and local, including headliners The Suburbs and Allison Scott. It's hosted by Blue Green, serving great organic food on Bell Street on the Restaurant and Event Center grounds. Sponsorship and vendor booths are still available. Call 952-556-8707. The Blue Green Organic Summerfest, September 20th through 22nd. Madeline Island's never seen anything like it, and it's free. Like us on Facebook and visit BlueGreenOrganicSummerfest.com. Sponsored by South Shore Brewery, Fresh Key, Fry Wines, Resort, Legendary Waters, The Storm 99.7, and 90 for Life Longevity.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pilla, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN. Great talk radio starts here.
Welcome back to the Bright Side. Special shout out to John Gay at our newest affiliate, 1430 News Talk Radio, WLTG in Panama City, Florida. If you guys are listening in Panama City, I encourage you to go check out Olive Leaves Nutrition, Dr. Hamid Kanawi's place. He's got a nutrition and consultation center in the Publix Plaza, 23rd Street in Panama City. Check it out. Talking to Harlan in, where is Harlan anyway? Harlan, you there, buddy?
Yes.
Hi, Harlan. Okay, we're talking to Harlan, and then we'll be talking to Pauline here in a little bit. Pauline's waiting in the green room. Harlan, let's finish up real quick. How else can we help you?
I have Robert Young's book, The pH Miracle. Is vegan raw food the only your best route for diet?
I got a big problem with some of Dr. Young's stuff, although I do like a lot of his work. Here's the whole thing on vegan. I can understand why people don't want to eat animal products. They're difficult for the body to process. Certainly factory-farmed animal products are a big issue. Hormones and antibiotics are a big problem. But you're not going to get a lot of good stuff if you don't eat animal products. Now, I don't personally eat meat, but I do eat eggs and I do eat whey protein. If you don't eat eggs and you don't eat whey protein, you're going to miss out on what I've been calling the cholesterol complex. That is cholesterol, lecithin, phospholipids, vitamin A, vitamin D. These are very, very important building foods, especially for children, especially for the brain, especially for the digestive system, especially for everything. And you can't get them from vegetables. And I tried to have a discussion with Dr. Young about this, and he didn't seem to want to have it with me. And I don't blame him, because it's very hard to defend veganism when it comes to getting these kind of powerful building substances into your body. They're just not found in vegetables. Human beings are designed to eat animal products, and that's just how it is. They're not designed, human beings aren't supposed to be eating hormone-filled animal products and antibiotic-filled animal products and animals that are kept on factory farms. That's obviously not a good thing, but the fact remains that there's building compounds that are found in eggs, that are found in dairy, that are found in organ meats that are just stupendously important for growing bodies, especially for kids. That having been said, if your boy's got some pancreatic problems, you're going to have to be very, very careful. And this is where it gets. This is the most important thing I could tell you, Harlan. You have to observe your boy's digestive issues. Now, if you tell me that he doesn't have any digestive issues, but he's got type 1 diabetes, what I'm hearing is that you're missing something. And I'm not saying this to make you wrong or to be attacking towards you, but I'm just telling you that it's difficult for anybody to have an autoimmune disease and not have digestive issues. So if you're not noticing them, that means you've got to be more vigilant. That means you got to pay closer attention, because you could be missing some important clues. You can't go inside the body to find digestive symptoms, obviously, but you sure can look at the stool, and you sure can observe digestive symptoms. And if you're missing them, you're missing some important clues. So no, I would say it's probably, unless you have some moral reasons for being a vegan, I would say it's probably not in your interest for your kid or your kid's interest for him not to be eating eggs and not to be eating whey protein and dairy foods, and if he's okay with eating meat, for him not to be eating good, organic, grass-fed, hormone-free, antibiotic-free animal foods, animal products, meat products, and fish, of course, too. Does that help, Harlan?
Yeah, that helps. Thanks a lot.
Okay, buddy. God bless. All right, if we left you on hold, I apologize for that. I want to get to our guest, Paul Lane. Paul is the bureau chief for KCAA News Radio in San Bernardino, California. He's also a quadriplegic, and he has got a real interesting tale to tell when it comes to nutritional supplementation. I've been talking to Paul now for a couple of months, trying to set up an interview. And I am pleased and honored to have Paul on the Bright Side today. Welcome, Paul, to the Bright Side. Greetings.
Hey, Pharmacist Ben, thank you so much. It's an honor to be with you today and to be on your show, my friend.
Thank you. Tell us your story real quick. Tell us about first of all, how did you tell us about the quadriplegic story, and then I want to hear how you overcame it and how you used nutritional supplementation.
Not a problem, my friend. 20 years ago, January 21st, 1993, I was on my way home from hanging out with some friends and involved in an automobile accident that was 5 cars and 7 people were injured. And I had a severe case of whiplash, so my vertebrae sublocked, my C6 and C7 vertebrae sublocked. And instantly, I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't walk. And spent about 8 months in the hospital. They told me I was going to die about 4 times, and here I am, still alive, stayed in.
How old were you?
I was 22 years old.
Oh, so you're a kid. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So you must have been depressed, right?
You know what? I was. In the beginning, Dan, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to see anybody. I was mean. I was just trying to process how my life changed from, being an active person to now being a quadriplegic, because I was an emergency medical technician at the time of my accident. So I used to pick up and work on quadriplegics who were in accidents. So here I was, an EMT, but now I am a patient. So I had to start processing that things then, and it really took me for a loop.
And now, how long did it take you for you to deal with the mental aspects of being a quadriplegic?
I want to say about 5 months, because I spent almost 8 months in the hospital. So about the 5th month, I started to get involved in my therapy, get involved with other people who were quadriplegics, because I was at one of the biggest rehab hospitals in California and in the world. And I was around a lot of people who were in my same similar situation. So it stopped me from feeling sorry for myself and realizing, hey, there's a lot of other people in the same situation, so let's just deal with the cards we were dealt with and make the best of it.
Now, did you know anything about nutrition or nutritional supplementation before your accident?
Kind of, sort of, because my mother had a great friend who was into herbs. And one of the things when I was in the hospital, I kept spiking a fever and it would never go down. So they would try to wipe me down with alcohol and ice and give me all these antibiotics. So my mother's friend had my mom sneak me in some special formula, some comfrey, some Labella, some echinacea, and my fever dropped in.
And so how did nutrition, not so much herbs, but how did nutrition enter into the picture?
Well, nutrition, I realized that my body needed some good things to repair itself and also feed my brain too. So I realized that I had to give my body some of the great things that it needed that it was neglecting, and I wasn't getting in the hospital because they kept pumping me with things that was bad for my body. I kept having reactions to it. But then when I started to look at my nutrition and try to make sure that I was getting those great things that I was missing, I started to feel better mentally too and physically.
Did it happen right away?
It was gradual. It's one of those things where I really didn't notice it until one day I was thinking, you know what? I'm not as depressed anymore, or I have more energy. It's one of those things.
Did you start a program, or did you start just one particular formula, or did you start reading up on it?
Well, I started reading up on things, and I realized that I had to be educated on the things. So I started some the nutrition magazines, and also looking at different programs, looking at other people's stories, and that really helped me to see that I needed to change my nutrition and get the proper nutrition in my body so that I can repair it as much as I can.
And this is all in the hospital you're doing this?
In the hospital, and also when I got out of the hospital, too.
All right, I want to hear what the doctor said about this and what the hospital folks said about this when we come back from our break. And then I want to hear about your nutritional program as well. So hang tight, Paul. We'll finish up here in our next segment. We're talking to Paul Lane, motivational speaker, radio personality, bureau chief at KCAA News Radio and Quadriplegic, about nutrition and how we use nutrition to overcome. We'll be back on the bright side right after this. Don't go away.
Hey, gang, as you can imagine, living with the moniker America's Mr. Right can be kind of tough at times. But you know what? It's easy to live up to the challenge when you're feeling good. Hi, everybody. I'm Jason Lewis, and that's why I watch what I eat and supplement my diet with great products from Youngevity, like their great vitamin mineral complex drink or a protein shake or my favorite probiotic dark chocolate packed with antioxidants. I love these products, and I'll bet you will, too. And now you can get them all at JasonLewisTeam.com. Now, look, these are just the things I like from Youngevity, but if you're looking for, a sports drink endorsed by an NBA All-Star or a shot of Pollen Burst, the best energy drink on the market, it's all here, too. All you have to do is go to JasonLewisTeam.com or call 1-855-310-TEAM. Now, that's 1-855-310-TEAM. Get all these products and more and feel like America's Mr. Right. It's JasonLewisTeam.com.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Attention citizens of Northern Arizona. Are you prepared? If not, now's your chance to get prepared at the Arizona Survivalist Prepper Expo. August 24th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Tim's Toyota Center in Prescott Valley. Visit with Arizona-based and national suppliers of such items as freeze-dried foods, solar ovens, solar equipment, tactical gear, camping gear, water filtration supplies, and much more. Do you need a bug-out bag? Do you need to stock up on freeze-dried food? Are you curious what a solar oven is? Take a tour of the Ultimate Bunker, a portable above or below ground survival shelter. Visit with Doomsday Prepper stars from around Arizona, such as Tim Ralston of Gear Up and Brian Moffitt of Extreme Defense USA. Informative speakers will be providing valuable insight every hour on such topics as long-term food storage and emergency first aid skills. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. We won't rest until every citizen in Arizona is prepared. Visit our website, ArizonaSurvivalistShows.com.
There are those curious about Bitcoins and those using and making money with Bitcoins. What are Bitcoins? A Bitcoin is the first decentralized currency that can be easily transferred from person to person over the Internet. No bank needed. This means lower fees, and accounts can never be frozen, limited, or closed. You are in control of your money. And the best part? You can start earning and making money with Bitcoins right away. No computer or expertise is required to earn money with Bitcoins, and a growing number of merchants now accept Bitcoins. Plus, they're easily exchanged for dollars, euros, and more. Learn more about the easiest, cheapest, most profitable way to enter the Bitcoin market and get paid every 2 weeks by one of the fastest growing Bitcoin miners in the world at cloudhashing.com. Just like it sounds, cloudhashing.com. That's cloudhashing.com. We mine your business.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
We are back on the bright side, talking to Paul Lane, Bureau Chief at KCA News Radio, and as he bills himself, the only quadriplegic on earth that doesn't take any drugs. Is that true, Paul?
Absolutely. You got it, my friend.
I love that. So I want to talk to you about your nutritional program. You said that you told me anyway in the email that you're working with a dietitian and you're working with a trainer. Tell us a little bit about your nutritional program and tell us a little bit about your workout program. And then as we finish up here, I want to talk a little bit about longevity as well.
Not a problem, my friend. Well, when it comes to my nutritional program, I realized certain things that I wasn't getting, like calcium. So I make sure that I get calcium in my nutritional program. I make sure I eat a lot of leafy vegetables, because when I was in the hospital, they tried to give me a stool softener to make my stool soft. But then I read up and find out some things that if I eat green leafy vegetables and things like that, that will help me to have my stool softened.
Sure.
So
fiber.
I started. So, started doing that. And also, when it came to things kind of like my vitamins, I was not getting the proper vitamins. So I started implementing vitamins in the program. And then my dietitian was telling me to make sure I eat the proper foods that will maximize my body. So what that means is I stay away from a lot of junk, stay away from the fried food. And I agree with you, Ben. I eat meat, but I make sure it's organic. It's grass-fed, with no antibiotics. And sometimes I argue with people about it because they're like, well, I want my animals to be disease-free, so I want them to take antibiotics. I'm like, not me. I said, you see what happens to our bodies when we take antibiotics and how it always tears down things instead of really building it back up. So I argue with a lot of people about that, Dan. So I make sure that I get enough water, get enough rest. I have sleep apnea, so rest is involved in my program. And also with my personal trainer that I'm working with. He makes me work out at least 30 minutes a day, doing strength, doing cardio, doing a lot of things. So it's really helping out.
How does a quadriplegic work out?
Well, I'm a lower-level quadriplegic, so I have some of my arm movement. I don't have any finger movement, so I have stretchy bands, so I'm able to push forward. I'm able to go up a little bit. I have a little bit of triceps. I don't have a lot. So whatever I got, I work at. I even have a hand bike that I sit in front of my laptop, and I go about 3 to 4 miles a day. I do that. I play Xbox Connect. I'm awesome on tennis. So
wait, how do you play
Xbox? Do what I can.
How do you do Xbox?
Well, like the new feature they have with the motion sensor. So what I'm able to do is like use my hands to play tennis on it. It's pretty cool. You guys got to see it. I'm gonna do a YouTube on it. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Dude, Paul, you're amazing. I want to get into the whole longevity thing, but real quick, give some words of advice. Perhaps somebody who's listening knows somebody who's a quadriplegic, a new quadriplegic. God forbid somebody has been in an accident. Just some words of advice, because you seem to have such a great attitude, and you seem to have accomplished so much, and you are accomplishing so much. Just how would you cheer somebody up, or give some motivational or inspiring words to somebody who's dealing with this kind of issue?
Well, what I like to tell them is don't give up. I know it seems like life may be over, you're not able to do things, and even some of your friends and family may make you feel worthless. But don't give up. Just keep on going. There's so many things out there that you can do. I mean, you could be the next person that comes up with the next greatest invention. You can be the next great talk show host. You can be the next great pharmacist. You can be whatever you want. Don't let your physical limitations stop you from doing things. So what you want to do is surround yourself with people who are positive, people who will help you to strive for great things. And never forget how valuable you are. I cannot discuss that, man.
Real quick, before we get into this whole longevity thing and how you got involved with longevity, how does spirituality fit into the picture?
Oh, it's a must. It's a must, because I'm a very spiritual person. I read God's word daily. I make sure I implement it in my life. Because when we look at what the Bible says, anything that we're going through right now, it really has a Bible principle there that can help us to deal with certain things. And another thing I like to do too, is surround myself with spiritually minded people who are definitely encouraging, and try to stay away from the ones who are very discouraging. And I believe spirituality has got me where I am today, in addition to my nutritional program.
Praise God. Now, by the way, that's not just for quadriplegics or people who are suffering from anything. It's for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Everybody, got to have a connection with our Creator.
That's awesome. All right, so you're involved with longevity. You're a distributor. I'm sure that you've got all kinds of nutritional companies who want you to sponsor them, or want you to endorse them, and want you to be involved. How did you come to select longevity? What's your history with longevity? How did you get involved with longevity? Share with the folks.
Well, it was interesting. Our station CEO, Fred Lundgren, he's great friends with Ted and Nasima. And Ted and Nasima bought him the longevity information a couple of years ago.
Ted Anderson from GCN. Ted Anderson from GCN.
Yes, absolutely. Ted Anderson from GCN. And what was interesting is that Fred tried to get me involved with it a couple of years ago. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to hear about it. It's all the same, because I think I had all the knowledge right then, because I already own a nutritional program and don't take any medication. But about 8 months ago, Fred was like, here, I want you to try these products. So I said, okay, Fred. I tried them then. I fell in love with them. And when I implemented these things in my nutritional program, these vitamins and minerals, these supplementations, I really get the maximum benefit out of my body and mind now. And I am a firm believer, and I've been telling everyone about it. And hopefully then some of those companies are listening, so I can get my endorsements. So thanks for putting that out there, my friend.
What would you tell somebody who's on the bubble about longevity or skeptical about longevity? What kind of advice would you give them? Or
I like to use this story right here, Ben, and that is people on Saturday morning, you see them out in the neighborhood, they're waxing that car, they're putting the toothbrush to those chrome wheels, they're taking care of that car, they love that car, but they're not doing that with their bodies. So people who are on the bubble, you owe it to yourself to treat your bodies as much and better as you treat that car that you go out there and wax. You owe it to yourself to give yourself the best maximum benefit. If you are a matriarch or a patriarch of the family, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family to be the best possible, because if not, what will happen if the family didn't have you? So you have to make sure you have your optimum health.
That's great. Now, we got about a minute and a half. Tell the folks about your weight loss story.
Well, I've been over 300 pounds for a long time. And since I implemented my nutritional program with my personal trainer and everything, this past year, I dropped over 30 pounds. And that's unheard of, being a quadriplegic, because they told me I would not be able to do it because I can't exercise like everyone else. I tell them nonsense. You got to treat your body right. You got to exercise, and you got to get the proper nutrition.
What's your protocol? Your longevity product protocol? Paul?
I stay away from the bad foods.
Longevity products. Longevity products.
Oh, I take the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I take the Beyond Osteo FX. I take the Essential Fatty Acids. Also take Pollen Burst, and I mix in some hemp oil here and there to do my daily detox. But I love them to death, and without those, then I know I wouldn't be able to drop the weight that I was able to drop and exercise and be productive with it.
You do the supplements after you work out?
It just depends. Like I do my Tangy Tangerine in the morning. I do my Pollen Burst right before I work out, and then I take everything else throughout the day with my lunch and dinner and snack.
That's awesome. And then how long have you been on the program?
I've been on the program for 3 months.
And you lost 30 pounds in just 3 months?
Absolutely.
That is awesome, Paul. Dude, thank you so much for coming on the program. We're winding down. You have a website?
They can always hit me up on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Paul Amadeus Lane. They can always reach me there.
And you're doing motivational talk still?
Absolutely. Always motivational speaking. Speak to kids, speak to adults, whether they're disabled or able. I'm there for them to give them a nice pep talk.
Very nice. We've been talking to Paul Lane, Bureau Chief at KCAA Radio, motivational speaker, quadriplegic, and longevity rep. Thank you so much, Paul. Look forward to coming on your show as well sometime soon. You and I will talk again real soon. Okay, buddy?
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. And everyone, always believe in yourself.
Take care, Paul. Good advice. That was Paul Lane, Bureau Chief at KCAA News Radio. Thank you so much, friends, for joining us. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about vitamin D and the importance of vitamin D, and we'll talk about fat absorption and what you can do to help improve fat absorption if you're postmenopausal, perimenopausal, you had a hysterectomy, you had a gallbladder removed, you're dealing with liver problems. All of these can compromise fat absorption. Tomorrow we'll tell you what you can do to maximize fat absorption as we continue talking about vitamin D, perhaps the most misunderstood of all the vitamins in the vitamin formulary. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Check out my website, brightsideben.com, and my blog, pharmacistben.com. Got a new post that should be up sometime today with my top 13 nutrients for osteoporosis. That's all the time we have for today. You all have a wonderful, beautiful day. We will talk to you all later now. Bye for now.
Alabama, it's coming, and it's the event you and your family will not want to miss. The Southern Preppers Convention and Green Living Expo, Saturday and Sunday, September 7th and 8th at the newly renovated Oxford Civic Center in Oxford, Alabama, where admission is totally free. There's something for everyone. Free classes and seminars on topics like food preparation, food harvesting, and food preservation. Free giveaways every 30 minutes. You could win seed kits, food, doTERRA oil, starter kits, water filters, and more, including a year's supply of food. Guest speakers include Bob from Black Dog Survival School, Mike from White Harvest Seeds, Dr. Tom Stoner from Dr. Med Kits, and more. And be sure to stop by and check out the Longevity booth, the Southern Preppers Convention and Green Living Expo, September 7th and 8th. A weekend of education and preparation that's totally free to attend. Don't forget, the Country Inn and Suites in Oxford has special rates available for those who attend the expo. Get all the details at thesouthernpreppers.com. That's thesouthernpreppers.com.
American gardeners and fellow patriots, make the right choice with your money, time, and your family food supply. Choose 100% pure heirloom seeds in the Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com. Why spend more? The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com is only $37.95 and includes 20 varieties of pure, hardy, easy-to-grow heirloom seeds. Yes, only $37.95. That's 70% less than our competitors. You could buy 3 Survival Seed Vaults for less than one of theirs. The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com includes detailed planting and seed-saving instructions and ships same day. Plus, all orders over $49 ship free. MyPatriotSupply.com is American-owned by patriots like you, passionate about freedom and preparedness. Call now, 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Or discover more emergency preparedness items when you order at MyPatriotSupply.com. Choose the original. Choose the Survival Seed Vault at MyPatriotSupply.com.